Let's talk about Pokimane. Pokimane? Sorry. Sorry. Why everyone hates Pokimane? Well, my guess is because she is, pretty fake. Because she's seemingly fake. Yeah. Sorry, let me make this louder.
So recently, I've been scrolling through the internet and I realized that a lot of people hate Pokimane. And when I say hate Pokimane, I mean they wrote entire essays on Twitter about her, and her mentions basically look like this.
Oh yeah, that one right here. Is this the one about her talking about... Yeah, this is the one about talking about her being rich. He's probably gonna get into it. Either way, that's probably the clip where she was talking about the super rich, the billionaires, but not the millionaires. She tried so hard to seem relatable. While at the same time, she makes fun of her viewers that can't afford cookies. If you're a broke boy, just say so. Does she even stream anymore? Occasionally.
I mean, they wrote entire essays on Twitter about her, and her mentions basically look like this.
Oh lord. Oh jeez.
Yeah, let's get into how this first started. On April 20th, Drama Alert posted a video on Twitter titled Pokimane ranting about the ultra rich. And because of this video, she started receiving a lot of hate.
Yeah, the clip is so out of touch. Okay, he's playing it. It's so goddamn out of touch. Have you guys seen this? It's actually really bad.
Do you think someday we'll have a revolution like that in America? Right? It's getting there, right?
We already have one.
Another one.
What's going on?
The wealth disparity is getting bad.
The wage gap, I hate that.
No, wealth disparity.
Wealth disparity.
Wage gap is like between men and women. Men and women, we love each other.
Thanks.
And we hate the rich. Anyway.
We hate the rich, she says, when she literally made a video saying that she has 7 figures now on her bank account. She herself said she has 7 figures on her bank account.
Before this video continues, I just want to do a simple Google search. What is Pokimane's net worth? Her net worth is estimated at around $25 million.
Wage gap is like between men and women. Men and women, we love each other.
Thanks.
And we hate the rich.
Now, personally, I'm going to consider somebody with a $3 million net worth to be rich.
Yeah, at least. It's so out of touch. It's so out of touch, man.
I mean, 3 million is a lot of money, but 25? What does she mean she hates the rich? She is the rich. What does she think, she's one of us? It's like that one Spider-Man meme where they're pointing at themselves and like one side is we hate the rich and the other side is her. But I will play the full clip so you guys can get the full context.
Men and women, we love each other.
Thanks.
And we hate the rich. Anyway. Too much.
Aren't you the rich?
No.
Aren't you rich? Aren't you rich?
Like the ultra rich, the ultra giga rich, the unnecessarily
You have to clarify. They're gonna clip that and it's gonna make you look bad.
He's right. He knows. I mean, the face earlier, the way he looked at her when she said that.
Thanks.
And we hate the rich. Anyway.
He's like, You what? Bro, what'd you just say?
Too much.
Aren't you the rich?
No. Like the ultra rich, the ultra giga rich, the unnecessarily
You have to clarify.
Now, in all fairness, okay, let's be fair. Let's play devil's advocate, okay? I do get that she's more talking about business owners like Bezos, like Elon Musk, people like that, right? I think that she's talking about those people. Just to be fair about it, right? But you cannot make that statement in front of a stream where everyone just will take it out of context, and even in context, it still sounds bad because you are rich. You are rich. She could have said corpus. That is true. She could have said corpus. And it would have been 100 times better. It could have been 100 times better if she would have said corpus. But this clip just makes her seem out of touch and ridiculous.
They're gonna clip that and it's gonna make you look bad.
Oh,
You
the
gotta
ultra
say
giga
the
rich.
billionaires.
The billionaires.
Because you are rich.
The Bezos.
You can't be saying that.
I am. I'm rich in friendship.
Yes.
Bro, how cringe. She was part of a corpo too? You mean offline TV or what? Because I feel like there's like a difference between like a streamer corporation and then like places like Amazon. And Elon Musk, you know? I feel like there is a slight difference. But it feels out of touch.
So yeah, that was the full clip that was posted to Drama Alert, even though it didn't change anything I said. Pokimane, in a nutshell, was basically asking somebody off screen if there will be a revolution against the rich in America, even though she is literally the rich in America. And that is where the backlash started from, because on the original Drama Alert posts, people were pretty mad. And besides the over-the-top, very rude comments, I think people in the comments were even speculating that she makes around $100 to $500K a month.
I don't know about that, but Jesus.
And obviously that's nowhere close to Elon Musk money, because I'm pretty sure he makes a couple billion a month. But even if that is true,
most likely.
Pokimane's income is still in the top 1%. So to suggest she isn't a part of the rich or ultra rich is just insane to me. And it's even more insane to me for her to suggest that if there was a revolution, she wouldn't be on the other side of it.
If there was a revolution against the rich, people would not take kindly to her. They would not take kindly to her. They just wouldn't. It's just the reality of things. I think she puts all her points on appearance, left none for charisma, and oh my god, man. Her head would be on the... Jesus, bro, chill. Chill. Careful, she's Twitch baby girl. Twitch doesn't care about her anymore. They didn't contract her. And she moved to YouTube because of that. She moved to YouTube for quite a while. But her YouTube most likely didn't take off. So she did come back to Twitch.
After this clip of her went viral, there was obviously the backlash, but other streamers also reacted to it.
Jesus, that's tough. I don't really get it. So what happens if you're rich and you somehow get richer, you're automatically bad? You know what, chat? I think this is like some brain rot. No disrespect, it's all good.
So XQC brings up a great point. Since Pokimane is already rich and owns companies, let's say one of her companies all of a sudden is worth 200 to 300 mil. Now she may be the ultra rich that she's been talking about, but are we supposed to now hate her? It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
I'm not mad at Poki or anything. I just think that I don't think it makes you... So if you make a company and it makes $100 million, you're chilling. But then something...
And I didn't even know she had companies. That's news to me. I mean, makes sense at this point when you're that big to get companies, to get passive income. It does make sense. But I didn't even know that she had companies, so that makes it even worse in context. Pokimane, for her luxury, really believes this won't affect her for having these beliefs because she has money. She don't have to have sacrifice dealing with the issue. It grants her status to have them, but she never have to struggle with someone who actually believes this. No. She will never struggle. No, she's set for life. She will never have to struggle. Even if she fades into irrelevancy, she is set for life.
Takes off while you're on vacation. Some guy makes a new product in your company. They invent the cheese taco. Okay, and then your Taco Bell becomes a billionaire venture. Now you're a billionaire. Now you're a bad person?
XQC wasn't the only streamer that reacted to this clip. Other streamers like
Sneeko... Is that Sneeko? Oh my god.
Also had choice words.
Aren't you the rich? No! Like the ultra rich.
Shut the f up! No! I'm just like you poor people! On a yacht drifting through Paris making millions of dollars.
Are they actually on a yacht? I don't know what the setting here is, man. I don't know. I can't tell you, but goddamn.
Shut the up. If you're gonna eat the rich, you gotta eat yourself.
I think Pokimane's fake relatability is what pisses people off the most because she quite
It's a yacht. God damn it, man. God damn it. Oh my god. Yeah, like, Seiko does have his moments. He has rare W's, that is true.
I think Pokimane's fake relatability is what pisses people off the most because she quite literally makes more a month than people will make in a few years. And yet somehow she has the audacity to come on the internet talking about wealth disparity. And it's the fact that she's low-key trying to reject the notion that she's actually rich as well because she never admitted it even in the clip. The first time Jason asks if she's rich, she just
That is true, she never admitted it. She just says, I'm rich in friendship, ooh, I'm so cute.
outright says no.
Aren't you the rich?
No.
What on earth do you...
No! Yes, you are. You are the rich. I am sorry to tell you, my dear, but you are part of the rich. If you're a broke boy, just say so. It gets worse when you remember she responded to the one saying her cookies were expensive with, yeah. If you're a broke boy, just say so. $5, chat. I know that wasn't her, but relevant.
You mean no. And then the second time when Jason clarifies that she is the rich, once again she deflects, talking about being rich in friendship.
The billionaires.
you are rich.
The Bezos.
You can't be saying that.
I am. I'm rich in friendship.
Yes.
Bro, just admit the fact that you're rich. It's just weird mind games that don't really make any
It's
sense.
so weird. It's so weird, especially because I do remember the video of hers where she said she will not be streaming like regularly anymore. She's now set. She has the 7 figures now in her bank account. Like, I remember that video. Like, what, 2-3 years ago she made that video? Like, Jesus, man. You already said it. Why not just admit that you are wrong? That you are rich?
After this clip gained a lot more traction and a lot of people started hating on her, Pokimane finally released a tweet that says, "There's been a lot of opinions about me on Twitter recently, and I just want to thank people who read past the headlines and see me for who I truly am. I appreciate y'all so much." And I'm guessing she's talking about reading past the headlines of her not being rich, I guess. She then addressed all this stuff on
Like
a live
what?
stream she did, but she didn't
she
really
did?
say too much.
It's weird to think about how many people have opinions about me, especially people who've probably like never.
Bro, she comes to address this into her luxurious looking bedroom. Like, this is a luxurious looking bedroom. It is. Like, all of this doesn't scream middle class or poor to me. All of this is luxurious. Out of touch once again.
Consumed any of my content, which is understandable. Like, that's just what happens probably when you're online for so long. But my main point
Oh god, here's the thing she does with her hands, where she puts them together like this and points at the camera.
is actually, as much as sometimes it bothers me to feel like my name is known in circles that I don't affiliate with or that are not a part of my community, the upside is sometimes I'll bring such nice people to my defense and I'm like I'm shocked. My heart is warm.
Okay. Not addressing the issues so far, just saying there's people defending her. Okay, cool. Yeah, you have your loyalists in your community. And yes, if you're going to be that big of a streamer, known for years, you're gonna be a topic everywhere. If you keep being controversial, people will keep talking about you. That's just how the internet is.
I am flattered when I see people stand up for me that I never expect to, especially other streamers and stuff. You know what I mean? Okay, so
No, I don't know what you mean. Like, I saw Hassan defend her on that issue and tried calling out people giving her criticism. And he has no right to give people crap for it, considering his uprising, cause his family are rich business people. And his uncle is one of the main guys on the independent news channel, The Young Turks, and his uncle hired him on that news show. He also is a Nepo baby. In regards of Hassan and defending that, I have a clip to show right away too. I even commented on it. This is relevant. This is relevant, chat, and the out of touch levels. Hassan moans at the chatter after they called him out for saying $300 shoes are affordable.
The Doc Martens one, and these are the only.
Those are literally the collabo Rick Owens?
Yeah. They're sick though. They're super comfy and also relatively affordable. They're like $300.
Wait, so let's back up.
What do you think?
Grew up in Turkey?
Yeah.
What's like the vibe there?
Chill.
You think?
I think. Yeah.
I was in an econ class in college, freshman year, like 8 a.m. class, and there was like a crew of internationals, and they all
relatively affordable, $300 out of touch. I hate this conversation because for a boot that you can wear forever, $300 is perfectly permissible as a price point.
Some people's entire monthly income is $300. Some people only have $300 to spend in a month.
Stop fucking doing this bullshit. Stop doing this fucking bullshit in the chat where you're like, dude, I'm not actually signing off from my mommy's Connecticut McMansion. I'm actually literally living in a fucking pile of trash right now. How dare you say that?
What point is he even trying to make here?
How dare you demonstrate bourgeois decadence? Okay? Shut the fuck up. You know exactly what I meant there. You can cry about it all day.
Everyone knows that you're simply out of touch.
They're literally Rick Owens boots. Rick Owens boots are normally $2,000 a pop.
And even if they are okay, even if they are heavily discounted, your audience is not able to afford that. Your general audience, the average viewer, is not able to afford this. What are you talking about?
This is a $300 boot. Aren't boots literally the example of that one fallacy thing?
I don't know what the word fallacy means. Fallacy meaning a mistake belief, especially one based on unsound arguments, Freudian reasoning. Then I still don't get what he's saying. Hassan is always out of touch. That's true. Yeah, I just wanted to show that in comparison in regards of Hassan. He had a pretty much out of touch comment too.
Hassan just said he wants to do a poke.
Sorry, let me rewind here.
I am flattered when I see people stand up for me that I never expect to, especially other streamers and stuff. You know what I mean? Kason just said he wants to do a Pokethon? I was in the middle of something.
Is this a pity party or ego stroke? Yeah, people just don't like Pokimane.
Might be referring to custom fallacy. I don't know, maybe. I really don't know. Let's move on though.
There was also another post she did a few days before this one that
literally this one too, and people called her out on this one, which I think that one's silly. I think this is completely fine. I think people were getting angry for nothing. I think it was just a silly post. I think people getting angry about this one is dumb. I think people getting angry about this one is dumb. I think it's okay for her to post that. It's a dumb, silly tweet, but I think it's okay. It's cringe, but it's not that bad. That is true. Yeah, that is true. I think she literally, like, on the top here, you can see it just says Engie. Because there's been, like, this post, this meme going around of Engie and happy, you know? Like, but people got so mad at this one. Like, really, really, really mad at it. Insanely mad.
Went viral, and the post was just a picture of her face that said Angie, and that spawned a lot of people in that were just talking about her age.
I might be misremembering, but I think someone even said that she was trying to PDF bait. or like to pedo. I don't want to get demonetized, but I think I remember someone saying that on Twitter. Yeah. But like, come on, man. Like, chill out.
And look, I personally
Isn't she like in her 30s? She is 28, I believe.
didn't see anything wrong with it, but I guess people are mad that when you're almost 30, you shouldn't be posting stuff like this.
Major news for the unemployed today. So Pokimane posted this picture saying Angie, and it's this like puppy dog face that she was making.
I think it's whatever, man. Like, I am 30, right? And I post cute pictures of my like avatar and shit, right? If I can post cute-looking pictures of my avatar, I think it's okay for Pokimane to post silly pictures like this too. You don't have to like it. Yes, I'm 30.
People have been cooking her non-stop for this post, saying you aren't a little girl anymore, you're old. Why can't streamers act like adults?
These mean comments then led to Pokimane making a response on her Twitter that says, I got a weird influx of weirdos commenting on my age, lol. To be honest, I find it so dumb. At 28, I'm the happiest, richest, most knowledgeable, and self-assured I've ever been. And
you didn't need to comment on it. She didn't need to comment on it. Just let people be angry. There was no reason. Also, she says, although I don't care about the comments, why do you comment about that? No, you clearly care. Otherwise, you would not make this comment.
that only becomes more true with every year that passes. And overall, this seems like a decent response. I don't have many complaints for it. However, one person had a lot of complaints. So many complaints that they decided to write a 700-word Twitter response to this tweet. And
this one is golden. He burnt her.
I only know it's 700 words because I plugged it into ChatGPT. The response starts off as, you're 28 and main, not 18, not 80. You can tell this is serious because he used her real name,
He locked
not
in.
Pokimane. It's time to lock in. But every year, you get more self-assured and somehow less self-aware. This isn't growth, it's arrested development in HD. Streaming hours at a time, daily, since adolescence didn't empower you, it just froze you in digital puberty.
That is very true. That does happen to streamers. It does. Because apart from streaming and to like content creation circle, like social circle that she has, she doesn't have the average like growing up experiences that you would get from adolescence or to like adulthood in those years. This is a thing that happens, and she's not the only one that happened to.
You talk like a life coach, post like a thirst trap, and react like a teenager whose ego is held together by brand deals and soft lighting. This
Oh my god!
isn't harassment. It's grown adults pointing out that grown adulthood doesn't look like this. And if life really gets better every year, why do you still act like you're one comment away from spiraling into a subtweet? Yeah, guys, I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but I think in general, there's a healthy amount of hating on someone you can do. But I feel like this exceeds that just by a little bit. And somehow, this response has double the likes of the actual post and 14 million views. I think it's safe to say that employment is definitely needed.
We're gonna find the
Streaming
actual
hours
post.
at a time.
Where
'cause
is it?
You get more self.
Pilps YouTube. Let me find it. So let's take a look at it ourselves. Oh goody. Oh my god! The essaying is real! Alright then. Where were we? Here, and if life really gets better every year, why do you still act like you're one comment away from spiraling into subtweet? If this is confidence, why does it only show up when there's a camera and curated audience? You didn't outgrow the internet. You just aged into it like spoiled milk with a ring light. Preserved by validation, paid for by the same man who sexualized you into a career that you deny you capitalized on. Yeah, she 100% did. You know it, I know it, everybody knows it, you know? It's... Everyone knows this! This isn't targeted hate, it's a wake-up call. A reminder that the bubble you've built, full of orbiters, yes man and man with spare cash who'd defend you for a crumb of attention isn't reality. There was this guy, I believe last year or before, that literally admitted that he spent his entire savings that he had for his vacation of his and his wife's on Pokimane. Why? Why? Like, you have a wife, you saved up for vacation, and you spend it on Pokimane. Why didn't you go on vacation with your wife? What made you spend all that money? And it wasn't like a little bit, it wasn't like a few hundreds, right? It was in the, I don't know, like 1,000, 2,000 or something, if I remember correctly. Why? Why? I don't get it. I mean, even if you didn't have a wife, spending it on Pokemon of all people, yes. But the fact that he does have a wife makes it, in my opinion, so much worse. Maybe he hated his wife? Maybe. Who knows? We can only speculate. Should have spent it on Kitsu. Oh my god, no. Spend it on your wife, man. If you have a wife, like, put it on her first, man. Don't put it on content creator. This isn't targeted hate, it's a wake-up call, we read that. And it clearly rattled you to discover that outside of that curated echo chamber, not everyone knows you, likes you, or wants to see a grown woman caption Angie with a cleavage stage like a thumbnail. That's not empowerment, it's arrested development wrapped in a push-up bra craving for attention. Most people don't find infantilized thirst traps endearing. They find them sad. True. Like this one right here, they do find that sad. That is true. Very true. You're pushing 30, but still living like a girl whose future is stuck buffering, pausing real life just long enough to keep the illusion playing. So here's the thing, it's not black and white, and it's not some simple weird influx of weirdos commenting on my age that you've convinced of yourself. It's not just the internet being mean to you. The reality is that the average adult, the one who isn't lost in your bubble, doesn't want to see a grown woman sexualize herself for attention. No matter how much she tries to wrap it in the guise of being knowledgeable and self-assured. The truth is, you've made your career of sexualization and yet you never fully admitted to it, because you've convinced yourself you're more than that. Now, two things before we completely move on in this is, first of all, I think it's okay for her to act in her general behavior, not like the out of touch shit, not the entitled shit, but generally just being a woman, being in her being in her late 20s and just enjoying life. I think that's fine. I think she's allowed to enjoy life. I mean, I'm 30, I'm streaming. I think that's okay. I don't think that's too bad. Who's this about? This is about Pokimane. I think that's fine, right? The sexualization part, I think she did to a degree. But not only, she did play into it. Over the years, she definitely did play into it. Definitely did. Where were we? The reality, the average adult, who is lost in your bubble doesn't want to see... Yeah, okay. Doesn't want to see a grown woman sexualize herself for attention, no matter how much she tries to wrap it in the guise of being knowledgeable and self-assured. The truth is, you've made your career of sexualization, yet you'll never fully admit to it because you've convinced yourself you're more than that. But the longer you keep pretending, the more you'll realize that it's not the world that's the problem, it's you still acting like you've got something to prove at 28. Honestly, you're just holding on to that version of yourself that doesn't even exist anymore. Grow up. I think she should be allowed to act the way she wants to. I think acting your age, especially nowadays when you're in your late 20s, starting 30s, is, it doesn't have a set way to be, you know? I feel like this is a very old school way of looking at things, you gotta have this and that by the age of this and that. I think it's a stupid way to look at things. She's allowed to use her looks to her advantage, but acting like it wasn't the case is what's cringe. I agree with that, yeah. And here's the real irony. Your entire career is built on appeasing random shitty people. But the shitty people you're worried about The ones criticizing you for your age or your looks are just as shitty as the ones who sexualize you and throw their money at you. You spent years building a career that thrives on attention, both from people who want to elevate you and from people who reduce you to nothing more than a commodity. The truth is, you've let both sides feed your ego, but you'll never admit it, because they're the same people who keep you in business. That one's true too. Those are the people that keep you in business, that is true. So maybe it's time to realize, growing older won't make you miserable, it's selling out to the same people you pretend to not care about. That's the real trap, a self-inflicted cage that stunted your maturity far worse than any comment or harassment. You know what, the end part I kinda agree on. Like, growing older isn't... It doesn't matter, like, at 28 she isn't old. At 28 isn't old, it's really not. I've personally had a lot of, like, insecurities about my age. I felt like last year, the year before, when I was 28, 29, I felt like it's too late to get back into streaming, and I was scared of going back into streaming, and I wasn't telling people how old I was because I was scared of the backlash I would receive. That people would, oh, why is she streaming? Why is she acting like she's so young? You know? But with, like, my past year, with the past year experience of content creation, I've realized that it's okay. It's okay to be 30. It's fine. The way someone needs to be at a certain age is undefined. And especially, people love hag maxing nowadays. So, yeah. Yeah, most of you guys don't care, that's true too. I mean, 30s are in the demand right now, that's also true. That's what I mean, it changes. Like, it changes more and more. Like, it changes over the generations. Like, what and how people act at what age, right? Like, currently, our generation is growing up. Like, everyone who is around our age. Millennials and Gen Z are currently growing up. And now, we make the rules. There's no other older 30 years olds. The people that were in the 30s when we are young are now in their 50s. They don't tell us how to be anymore. They don't need to tell us how to act our age, because we know who we are and what we enjoy and what we want to do. Yeah, that's just a small tangent about age there. But yeah, that's all I really have to say in this regards. I think if you're 30, if you're young or if you're older, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Like, actually, like, one more thing. Most of the VTubers that don't say how old they are in their late 20s. Or early 30s. Because if they're in their early 20s, they usually will say it. They usually will say it. The general rule is, if a VTuber doesn't state their age, they're towards their late 20s, early 30s. Because they have the same fear that I did. That they would get rejected for how old they already are. So, simple as that.